Women are amazing. Our bodies grow babies.
We run marathons, companies, solve problems.
How? We eat.
We eat almonds, strawberries, quinoa.
And yeah, we eat chocolate.
We eat in sweatpants, in skirts. We eat alone and together.
Women eat. We don't doubt it. We own it.
Special K.
Here's this, right? All I did was go into the office of my apartment development, right? And they refused to give me the form. I'll talk about that in a minute. This guy walked into the office when I was there, and now here he is parked out here, right? Stop stalking me, right? Don't ever stalk me again.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
About what?
Don't ever stalk me again.
Who's stalking you about
You. Laugh some more. Do it.
You're crazy.
Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Say to the camera that you're not stalking me.
I am not stalking you. I don't even know who you are.
Is that right?
That's right.
You want to give your name?
I do not need to. You want to give me yours? You want to give me yours? Yeah, I didn't think so. I have no idea who you are, lady. So, you know, you're dreaming. You think I'm stalking you. Good luck with that. Well,
Keep talking, why don't you?
You know, and I guess a lot of people like to call me a man hater, which I happily am. You know, it doesn't really hurt men if I hate them, but it hurts women to hate women. We can see that, you know, we can just look at the statistics when it comes to rape and violence against women or all that, you know. So I don't really care, but I do care somewhere because I want people to understand. But I hope they do one day.
Rape culture is a culture in which sexual violence is considered the norm. It's a culture where girls going away to college are told that they should invest in pepper spray keychains, but doesn't teach boys about consent. It's a culture that tells women that the length of their skirt determines how truthful their claims of sexual violence are. It's a culture that encourages women to keep their sexual assaults to themselves for fear of losing family members or ruining a reputation. A lot of your social media, and I would really like to fully understand your viewpoints. Thanks. So, first and foremost, I think that we need to make a distinction between racism and prejudice, right? Because I think that a lot of us, especially if we grew up in like the 90s, we have this kind of view of racism where it's always this prejudice on the basis of your skin tone. Every time I have a conversation with a white person about this, they always end up doing this thing where they screenshot the definition of racism and they're like, well, here's what racism is, da 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 da. You know, and let me just say this, right? If racism were simply just someone not liking me because I'm black, that would be pretty sweet, to be honest with you. If racism were only, hey, you're black, I don't like you, that's cool, you know, I would be whatever. Because to me, it's really easy for me to just dismiss somebody who doesn't like me because of something I can't help, you know, and that I wouldn't change, my melanin on fleek. You know what I mean? But that's not what racism is, right? Racism is so much more than that. Racism is a system. I've already talked about this. Racism is a system. Racism is an ideology, right? And the ideology, in America at least, is one of white supremacy. Black people can absolutely be prejudiced, but they have not held the power in this country to actually systemically oppress a white person. But when we look at history, when black people got together and talked shit about white people, what happened? Nothing. We talk, right? When white people do the same, historically what's happened? They've enslaved us, they've raped us, they've murdered us, they've lynched us.
Hey y'all, this is another video I'm doing in a series with Everyday Feminism, which is a website dedicated to helping you break down and stand up to everyday oppression. And in this video, I want to go over 5 things that I've heard or seen white people saying about Black Lives Matter and what we really mean by those. So, as white people, we can and do maintain the status quo of white comfort without bad intentions. And we can do it even with small comments or with our silence. And as you might have learned from activists of color, we take up too much space when we make conversations about race, about our own feelings. We need to be listening, and I don't have anything to add on that Black activists haven't said before. So instead of having our feelings impede once again on their important work, let's take some time to work on our own mistakes together. This video is directed toward my fellow white people who support or want to support Black Lives Matter. I hear you, I believe that you are doing what you think is best, but let's talk about how we can do better. Besides, it's not like Black Lives Matter activists don't know what they're doing here. They're building on years of history and experience that has demonstrated that it takes radical action just like this to change oppressive systems.